Hi guys and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Now, following on from the last video, we're still doing Expanders Foam series. So no one's told me, oh, can you do this one or can you do that one? So I'm just going to go straight on to the next piece. I'm going for this big boy. Okay, I am going to turn it into a bridge, attempt to. It's a lot of work, a lot of thinking. But I'm going to turn it into a bridge. But what I'm going to do, I won't do the river sections to go with it. What I'm going to do is just do the bridge first of all. When I've gone through the rest of it, then we'll go back and we'll do some river sections, because I haven't got no water effects. And I want to experiment with a few different ways of doing water effects rather than just buying the water effect and doing it. I want to try and do, I mean, I've seen a way with PVA glue and tissue. PVA glue and tissue, I've seen that way, that's okay. I want to try and figure out another way of doing it, so to keep the cost of the build down. So I'm going to work on this bad boy. So if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome. Sit back and enjoy it, because you're in for a good view. If you're regular here, welcome back, guys. Again, sit back and enjoy. You know the story. So guys, I'll be back to you in a second. Right guys, so as you just saw me cutting away and everything else, I packed this side down. I tried to make it as straight as possible. It's not that straight, but that's not a big issue. That's actually a little trick. Not intentionally, but because this is all bandified, when I put bricks on there, it's going to make it all bandy. Yeah, so it's going to look like an ancient bridge. Now this side is relatively straight. But again, here I can get a bit of card, you know, like cereal box card, 0.2 mils, glue it on, then get a bit more card, not the same size, but the same thickness, and just glue it here and glue it there. And what that will do is push the wall out. And when I put the bricks on it, it's going to give it the same sort of effect. Now, some of you might be thinking, I just saw on a time lapse you were doing stuff on the top. What did you do? I marked roughly 1.5 inches in. Okay. Now I know this is not flat because this is curved, so it's rough. I then scored a line down. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm not going to take the blade into it and start trying to scoop it out, because that's going to not give me that much control. It's going to be a pain in the arse, not going to give me that much control. I'm going to take the hot knife, and I'm going to, where I've scored in, I'm going to burn down into it. Now the hot knife is probably about that sort of size, okay? So it's going to take a nice chunk out. I'm going to burn down, burn across, and burn back up. Okay, and then do the same on the other side. And then all it leaves me is the middle part then, and I can do the same on the middle part. It's not going to give me, I'm not going to go all the way down. It's only going to come down to about here. It's then going to give me this flat surface that I can then bevel and start sanding up to make a slope. Okay, that's the basic works, that's the plan. So I'm going to crack on with this and I'll see you in a second, guys. Right guys, let's switch this bad boy on. This is the hot knife that I'm using. This is a beast of a knife. Absolute beast. It will heat up in seconds. And here's the cut. I don't know if you can hear it just sizzling away. It's been what time are we on now? 27 seconds and it's already... The only problem with this, it does... The fumes are just so bad. I have the door open, so you know, if you're ever using a hot knife, always have ventilation going, guys. But that's that's not worked. It's not gone far enough. That's an absolute beast to try and cut through. But that's as far as I got, guys. For some reason, this is not cutting through this as well as I thought it would. It's still cutting through. It's not as... Maybe it's too thick, maybe it's... I don't know. So I'm just going to score into it along the cut line. There's a little muzzle. It's been turned down for some reason. Where are we? I'm going to carry on with this, guys, because this is a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. I thought there was a little nozzle on here to, like a little lever to give me more heat. I'm looking at the right one or the wrong one. No, this is the one. Right, so I'm going to go off camera and finish this off, and I'll be back to you in a second, guys. Okay? Guys, as you just saw, that was a fail. And I was there puzzling myself, why is it not burning through? Why is it not, what's not going on? Water and heat resistant. Stupid. Stupid man. But you know, hey, I did this last time when I was doing blast craters with expanding foam. I was there trying to burn it, and it's like, why is it not, what's going on? And then I realised it's heat resistant. But anyway, so I got the blade to it in the end. So all I've done is I've cut the middle out. You see that? Yeah. You guys are like, oh, but look, this bit's taller than that bit. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, because when it comes to bricking it and everything else, obviously I will sand this and square this off as much as I can before I put bricks onto it. Same with this side. And the fact that with this side there's a bit that comes up, goes down and comes back up, that's brilliant. So all I need to do here, this middle part now, is have a point of entry on both ends and just bevel it up and try and make it as, not so it goes up and down, but just so it's a gradual climb. gradual descend. So I've got to crack on with that, guys, and I'll see you in a second. Guys, so if you've seen on time lapse, I've given it a bit of a cut and the sand and everything else. I'll tell you what, it looks a lot better than what you did. Yeah. Okay, there's still a few bits here and there that need to be just trimmed up, but I think still bits needs to be just trimmed up. But what the plan is now is for me, I'm going to get a piece of 0.2mm cereal box, and I'm going to cut the strip to go over the top. Okay, I'm going to hot glue it onto it. That gives me the basis for the bridge. There's a little gap at the bottom here, yeah, where it's not on the floor. So what I need to do is keep a piece of this mad amount that I cut out from sculpting and just trim a bit and hot glue it to it. What I'm probably going to do is get two small bits of weatherboard, not to base the thing, not to base the bridge, but to put along here underneath. Yeah, to just keep it elevated slightly, just slightly. I mean, I might have to do it all the way, in which case if I decide to do that, I'm going to have to sand the underneath and make it as flat as possible. But I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do now is get onto the long, pain in the backside task of cutting bricks. So I'm going to cut bricks for the whole bridge. I want to brick it both sides, inside, outside, and I'm probably going to have to cut tiles then to go on the actual card. So I'm going to get on with that, guys, and I'll see you in a second. Guys, I've been a busy little bee. I got some bricks cut. I don't think I've got enough, but I've got a heap done. Now, it's still wet. I'm going to show you where I am at this now. So, here's where I am, yeah? Don't worry about the blue and the red. I was testing out a new airbrush. I've hot glued it to the base, okay? Now, see there's a little gap along the bottom between the base and the bridge. So I'm going to filler mix that. Now, the reason I've gone over it with the black is I decided to do the black and I can do bricks, and I thought no, because when I filler mix it, after I painted it, I thought when I filler mix it, I have to paint that black anyway and paint the rest of it. So what's the point before I put bricks on? So I put the card on there now, as you can see. Okay, so that's nice. They still have a problem. The gap here is too big. See right up close, you can see the gap is too big. So I'm going to filler mix it and try and make it a bit slopey, so it's a bit of a slope on both ends. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. If I just show you before I start jumping to the head, you don't need to see me filler mix. You've seen that. Any questions? Chuck it below, and I'll show you again. And then it'll just be once it's filler mixed, paint black, brick it. When I brick it, I'll probably put it on time lapse and just I won't show you me bricking the whole thing. I'll just do a bit of it, okay? But I will start with the underneath because I want to brick all the underneath as well. That's one other thing I did actually, from the underneath. What I've done here, okay, I've cut it up a little bit. The reason for this is when I do a river section, it's going to be approximately 6 inches wide, okay? So you'll have 1.5 inches either side that is bank, and then 3 inches of actual river. Now, this is just over 6 inches. So the idea is, even if there's a bank there, it will sit here, okay? It won't intrude on the bridge. So that means the bridge can be put on any part of the river section that I make, okay? Without being, looking weird or anything. That's the idea, that's the plan. So I'm going to crack on with this and I'll see you in a second. Right guys, and as you just saw, I'm starting to brick this piece. Now, it's huge. It's bigger than what I realised. Bricking, it's not a problem. As you can see, I've undercoated black, so it's when I put the bricks on, I give them a colour. Any gaps in between, you'll see black, and I can put flock on whatever else. As with the stone wall video, if you haven't seen that, go back and check that out. It's a simple build, but it's some of the skills you learn on that are on here. The biggest problem I have with this, it's been so cold here, the filler mix is drying. Even when I'm putting the bricks on, the paint's still wet here and there, black paint. Which is like 3 days. It's been on for 3 days, it's still not dry. It's a pain in the backside. This should have been finished about 3 or 4 days ago, but it's just, actually two days ago, but it's just not drying. The filler mix is still tacky here and there. Black paint is still tacky here and there. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to keep cracking on with it. Now what I'm going to do for this video is going to take forever. I'm going to do one side, okay, paint it and everything else, and show you the brick side. And then when I get chance and it's dry, I'm going to do the other side, okay. And then, so if we hit the 30 subscribers and this goes up on to be given away, it's a bit big, but if it does, it'll be finished by then. So, you know, there's no panic, guys. But anyway, I'll get back to this. See you soon, guys. Right, guys. This idea is sound, okay? I'm pissed off a bit. I'll tell you why. 5 days it's taken for me to dry. Okay, I'll lift it up and it's still soft here and there. Okay, it's still not dried properly. I'm going to call this a fail because I can't. If I carry on working on it, you probably talking about 2 weeks to have it finished. Now I like to do a video a week. There's a time scale I set myself. Whether it's the train piece is finished within the week, and then there's a couple days later I actually get time to edit it. It doesn't matter. Or, you know, 7 to 10 days is when I try and have a piece done. And this is meant to be done by the weekend, and we're now on Monday, so it's still not dry. I know it's been up in the house as well, so I'm going to waste too much time and effort on here to try and get it finished. Now the plan was for me to do one side, finish the video, and then in the course of between finishing the video and finishing all the other bits of expanding foam work over there, and then at the end showing you a showcase of everything that's been made with that one tube of expanding foam, yeah, and you can go, right, okay, well, there's a lot of things that's made and X, Y, and Z, and have this finished, so it's like a showcase at the end, you can see it. It's going to paint, it's a pain in the arse, so it's not, I don't think it's worth my while to get it done. There's a lot of mistakes done on here that I've done, and I'm going to show you the mistakes now. First of all, and the general idea of it is sound, okay. Even okay, let me start with the mistakes, because I didn't leave enough space here. Okay, I should have had more base, so I could have done more of a slope coming up, because the gap here is too big. Okay, it's like jump, you know, it's not that great, and it's the same that side as well. Now that's the first mistake. The second mistake, when I filler mixed it day one, I should have taken it straight into the house, and it might have taken a few days to dry, but it would have been a couple of days, not 5 days, and it's still wet. The next mistake, and I keep doing this every time I go into the range, I buy the white foam board. Okay, €6 for an A1 sheet. I should buy the black foam board. It's €9 for 4 A4 pieces. The reason for that is, this is a white foam board. You can see that all the white around it. Yeah, now usually that's fine, you can just put some flock in there, but I'm not going to be able to flock everything. And undercoat underneath it black as well. So I know I'm not happy with it. I'm really, really disappointed. Now, this is the first piece that I failed on camera. Okay, since making terrain, this is the other piece that I found. Okay, and this piece, I leave this piece out to remind me of my fail. So when I'm doing something and I go, oh, how about I look over and go, no, let's have a think about it first. Otherwise you're going to end up with a shit piece like that again. The wife says to me, well, let one play with that. Just leave us play with it. Now, as I said, it's a sound idea with the half drink, you know, the 2 litre bowl, cut top and bottom off and cut it in half. That's the sound idea to get the archway. And there's a lot of good things, a lot of good positive things I've learned from this, and that's the key thing here. It's a fail, it's shit, I hate it, but the good thing is the positive things that you've learned. Number 1, make sure you're doing the right expanding foam ratios. Yeah, if you do expanding foam and you're doing it, you're not even thinking about ratios, you end up with something as big as this. Number 2, I should have dry fitted the basin first before I, you know, hot glue it down and everything else, because then I would have had enough space to have the like a slope going up onto the bridge. Okay, now this is fine. This is all fine. The 3rd thing I learned, I need to start using black foam board, because to save myself a lot of time and effort. This is a good idea as well. Still wet. This is a good idea as well. Now this is just over 6 inches wide. So let me spin it around this side to see it better. So this gap here is just over 6 inches wide. Now, so if I do a river section, I might have already said this, I haven't looked back at the other pieces, but if I do a river section and I do it 6 inches wide, it should fit in here nicely. Now, any banks at the side then sit under here. Okay, so it's nice and it's nice. I mean, I like the way the bricks look on there. You know, I think it looks okay, but it's just, you see, there's too much white. I'm looking at the camera, there's too much white here and there, and it's not only that. The other thing I noticed as well, is it this side? Yeah, if we get it right. You're looking in this space here now, yeah. You actually see it moving. That's where it's part dry, part not dry, and it's just there's no the point of contact between the foam and the board isn't strong enough. That's annoyed me, because I was looking forward to doing that, having a nice bridge. But halfway through doing this, my brain in its weird capacity said to me, oh, why don't you could have made it out of polystyrene board. This is how you do it. So once all that's done, and I know this is going to annoy the hell out of me, especially the more I leave it out, because I'm going to want to make a bridge and make it better than this and find an easier way of doing it, and I know that's what's going to niggle my brain until I've sorted it out. I will probably, once the expanding foam stuff's done, I will probably do a bridge just to nail it and say, yeah, I've done it. So guys, I'm sorry, but I've let the team down here. This is a shit build. But, so take positives away, don't look at the negatives. So guys, if you've had a laugh at my expense for my first fail on camera, please hit like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications. There's more expanding foam stuff to do. I think the next one I'm going to go for the crystalline structure. I'll show you how to do that. Now, I can't see off the top of my head where the bits are, but the bits I showed you in the mushroom video that were already from another build, not another expanding foam can, I'm probably going to use that as the base for the crystals. Okay, just because they're there and they're floating around doing nothing. I think they're actually over there. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to use them. So please hit the buttons for me, guys. Remember, Wednesday, weekly Wednesday. And we'll talk about airbrushing this week. Okay, so guys, I'll see you Wednesday. Take it easy.